So we're headed out to the garden. I didn't quite make a morning garden tour this morning just because I didn't bring out the camera with me this morning as I went out. And it's the only reason I'm doing this in the middle of the day is because it's a beautiful day today. It's actually not a scorcher today. So come with me and let's see what's in the garden this week. So we're starting to get a little bit of blushing on a couple of the tomatoes. There's one right there, and then there's a couple over here in our aromas that are starting to show a little color. But one of the most exciting things this week in the garden are these cucumbers. Guys, I am astounded. And yes, like I said, it is an enormous hunt every time we come out to the garden to look for the cucumbers because they're so hidden and we can see them one day, and if you don't grab them, then you know they kind of get lost in the shuffle and you don't see them later. I just saw, oh, there it is. Do you see the small one? Let me go over here so it'll be better. Some of the small cucumber. We have already picked a ton of cucumbers, and we my sweet Mr. Homestead gave me for a Mother's Day present this year. I got a 3-gallon crock with the lid and with the weights, and so we're going to be using that and doing some pickling. So be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell, because there are going to be a lot of in the kitchen videos coming. We're doing pickles. We're going to do dill pickles in the crock. We'll be canning bread and butter pickles, and of course canning tomato sauce and those sort of things is going to be on the agenda as well in the kitchen. One of the sweetest things about this cucumber patch also is the bees. I have seen some gigantic bumblebees flying around these cucumbers the last couple of days. And I mean, you can actually see why, because it is just loaded. There's one right there, look. Do you see Mr. Bumblebee? I think you can see him. There he is, right there, doing his job. But it is just loaded with blossoms, and the pollinators are just busy at work. I'm so loving these Gerber daisies also. They're just not really functional, they just brighten up the garden. Over here's another couple of daisies and our marigolds. And on the other side, we have nasturtiums as well. And they're doing beautifully. They're so pretty. That's one of the things that I've tried to incorporate into the garden this year, is adding some flowers, beneficial flowers for to encourage pollinators, which obviously that has happened because we have lots of flying things coming around, but also just for the pure beauty of it, just for the pure enjoyment of coming out here and not just seeing functionality in food, but just seeing beauty in the garden as well. And it's just, it makes it such an enjoyable trip to come out here. So I'm I'll be adding more and more flowers to the garden each year as well, I believe. So our squash is coming right along. We picked, I think, 3 or 4 squash this week. Let me show you what's going on with that. I actually have, there's so many blooms here, and there's a little squash there. There's another squash right there. Let's see if I can get down to it. There we go. Right there, and it's about ready to pick. Another squash coming along right there, and it's sweet. And so they're coming on. We have some that didn't make it, that struggled. I think the cold just was too much for them. Others, it stunted them for a little while, but they're coming out now. So, and then we have these that we planted in between. And I believe these are crookneck squash, and the others may be a straight neck squash. I'm not sure, but it's all good. If you watched one of our previous videos, we released ladybugs in the garden to help with the aphids. And the ladybugs hung around for a little while. I don't know if there was enough food for them in the beginning when we first released them, that I'm still seeing a ladybug here and there. So some of them are still around, but the aphids have started, you guys, and it's so disheartening. I'm telling you, aphids are just our fight. And so we'll be coming out here with neem oil this evening, and spraying down our purple hull peas with the neem oil to try to put the aphids at bay for now. But I don't know. It's just such a struggle to get rid of these things. And so it is what it is. So our peppers, they're coming along fantastically. There's one right there. I'm gonna pick it. Banana pepper, blooms all over it, peppers everywhere. And then our notapinhos. I haven't gotten a notapinho that's large enough to actually pick. Well, this one may be close to it. Can you see that one? I may be picking that one soon. And I'm planning on using some of these in our dill pickles that we make. These sweet gypsy peppers. Oh, it's so hard not to pick them. I want to pick them so badly, but I'm waiting for them to turn before I pick them. Now, somebody told me that you can put these in a paper bag and that will help them turn colors. Like you can pick them like they are now and then put them in a paper bag and they will get an orangey reddish color. And I'm tempted to really do that. I don't know, but we'll see. Here's another exciting thing that has developed since last time we've talked. We have blooms on our, can you see that little bloom? And one over there, and there's a couple hiding behind those leaves. These are our watermelons. There's one right there, and I actually saw, let me see if I can find it. I saw a teeny tiny watermelon yesterday. Doggone it, I just can't find it. It was like a little bitty watermelon about that big yesterday I saw on the vine. It's here somewhere, but the vines are starting to kind of take over the bed, and that's exciting to see them kind of spread out and all the blossoms and blooms, because that means watermelons are coming soon. Over here is our Seminole pumpkins, and they are doing lovely as well. Starting to run, starting to fill up the bed. And my prayer is that the aphids just don't get on this side of the garden, because last year we had pumpkins growing and we were so excited about them and they were just completely destroyed. completely. In a matter of days, they just went from beautiful to non-existent. So we're really hoping that these are able to make it this year. Also, we planted these blueberries a while back, and yesterday Mr. Homestead spotted our first bloom on, not blueberries, I'm sorry, blackberries. So that's our first blackberry bloom. So hopefully we'll be getting and picking a few blackberries this year, and that they'll just continue to multiply and we can get enough for jam or pie or something. Sweet potatoes are doing great. I think this one is a struggling sweet potato. This one is a thriving sweet potato. So we're hoping, I actually have some more slips that I could probably bring out here and add to this, and I think I may do that, especially the few that are struggling. So, but we're excited about seeing these. We're excited about the sweet potatoes, and I'm sure it'll be a little while before the harvest is ready for them. But let me take you over to the grapes. This is our second year with the grapes. We planted them last year for the first time. Knew that it was just going to be a birthing season that last year and not a lot from it, but we're excited about these, especially the Concord grapes. Look at that bunch of grapes. There. It's so exciting to see. Now our muscadine and our catawba grapes, the vines are really growing. They're growing actually more than the Concord grapes are as far as leaves and vine growth, but we're not seeing as much fruit growth from them, but it may be a little later in the season before we actually get that. Hey chickie chicks. Hey chickie chicks. There's Mr. Buddy, our handsome rooster. Hi girls. And Mr. Tom, Mr. Winchester, I'm sorry. Mr. Winchester. And over here is Browning, our blue slate, Spanish blue slate. Now, if I were to say, hey, let's go look at the potatoes, we'd look at them and they would be like, ugh, what is wrong with your potatoes? But there's nothing wrong with them. They are coming to the end of their life cycle and they are going to be harvested soon. They're really starting to yellow and droop and even dry out. And it really will be real quick before we're going to be doing a video of harvesting these potatoes that we grew in a bucket. I have no clue what we're going to find. No clue. This is the first time I've ever grown something in a bucket like this, and it may be a complete dud and it may be a pleasant surprise. I'm not sure. So that's a wrap on our garden this week, guys. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for your support. We look forward to showing you more videos on what's coming from the garden, what we're doing with what's coming from the garden, and we have a lot of things lined up that we're going to be doing in the near future. As far as food storage goes, we just got a, oh, is that a worm? No, it wasn't a worm. So we're going to be doing a lot of things in the future as far as food storage goes. We just got a new workshop, so part of an air-conditioned small little storage room that was previously a tool room is now going to become my extra storage for food preservation, and I'm so excited about that. So stay tuned for that video coming soon. And we'll be expanding our compost and doing some experimental things in one of the in-ground gardens. Let me show you our corn that we have sprouted so far. So there's our big workshop. And if you've watched any of our videos, you know the struggle that we've had with the corn. And so I decided to put corn in these pots, which need watering, but look, the roots are even coming through. And these will be put in the ground soon. I'm just trying to give them a good enough start so that the sandhill cranes don't pluck them out of the ground. And then I'll also be planting these sunflowers, which are doing nicely as well. Talk about flowers, this is one of the most pretty flowers that we just kind of stumbled on by accident, and I honestly don't even know what you call it. We bought it because it's red and because it has that long vase-like tube to it, so hummingbirds could be attracted to it. And we thought we killed it last year because actually there's not enough dirt in these pots, but spring hit, the rains came, and just look, that beautiful spray of flowers coming out there and all these. So we've really enjoyed these flowers and seeing the hummingbirds around them. Mr. Homestead's peppers are coming along nicely, and nobody touches them because they're so hot. Also over here, the herbs are doing well. We're loving these. Sweet basil and parsley and oregano. So we're really enjoying them. Oh, look at my seeds here from the cilantro. That's fun. Hey, so thanks for watching us today, joining us. Like I said, be sure to hit that subscribe and tap the notification bell so you get some more of our videos. We love to have you join us. Thank you for all those who watch us on a regular basis. And as always, do your best and let God do the rest. Goodbye.